Hello. So this is our PSP video check-in, and our statement is that the minimum wage in the United States should be $15 an hour. However, after our discussion and after checking the internet and stuff, we disagree on that.
We understand that people need to make a living and be able to support their families and everything, but we think that increasing it to $15 an hour is a really large increase, and that we think it'll negatively affect the economy. And we think that this will cause people to slack and not work as hard, and also not want to further educate themselves.
I've worked in a gas station at Quick Trip, which is a minimum wage job for the past 3 years now, and Quick Trip is very competitive with their prices, and with them paying more, it motivates me to work harder at work. They also provide different incentives and bonuses, so the harder I work and the more efficient I am, the more bonuses I get, which is a really good motivator, and which holds Quick Trip to such higher employees to such higher standards. It's why they're such a successful business today, and they're opening 50 new stores this calendar year, is because their prices drive the competitiveness. So by them raising the minimum wage, that would in turn make us raise our prices, which would make us lose business and be less successful as a company.
Right. And I mean, if we are living in California or we're living in New York, that the $15 an hour minimum wage, that topic is maybe a little different for all of us. Like, we maybe think that's acceptable and probably necessary because their living expenses are so much higher. But for here in Minnesota or the Midwest, that's a really large amount. Any intern jobs, anything that we've been looking at, or just assistant jobs, none of them are $15 an hour, and those require a lot more work than maybe some other jobs. And so we want to encourage people to continue to go get an education and better themselves and not limit themselves at where they could be at. So even though we agreed on this, it did take some time and effort to kind of decide our pros and cons on where we were sitting at. And I don't know, maybe after we look at more articles, we could possibly change our minds, but this is where we're sitting for now.
Yeah, and obviously we're not trying to say that minimum wage should be lowered or should be at a lower price, but we just think that the minimum wage right now is good for the Midwest, especially Minnesota, at the prices that we were looking at.
So that's where we're at.